2004 was a pretty great year for gaming, but in between the release of Viet Cong 1 and 2, we have a Vietnam War game that has a worse reputation than both games, and that is Men of Valor. Some people look at this game in a very nostalgic sense, but as someone who can't see it from that angle, this game frustrated me, to the point where, and please don't laugh at me, I was on the verge of tears because the game kind of screws you in ways that just aren't fair at times. But hey, the game has some fantastic elements to it, but some of the gameplay mechanics are just infuriating to me. But Men of Valor is a first-person shooter set in the Vietnam War, and it is developed by the company called 2015 Inc., and they used Unreal Engine 2. But you play as Dean Shepard, who partakes in some pretty historical events throughout the Vietnam War, such as the Tet Offensive, and you do missions that involve demolition work, search and rescue, and straight up kidnapping, but they aren't too far-fetched, but they aren't as grounded in reality the same way that Viet Cong 1 was. But I want to start off with the things that I really liked about this game. So starting off, the game really shows you some of the terror that the soldiers would have had to endure. For starters, they have real footage and they give you a little history lesson with it, and they show dead bodies and everything, and I thank them for that, because we today can hopefully sit in the comfort of our home and not have to actually endure some of the things that people in the past have had to, in the form of a video game. But another thing in this game is that you encounter a couple of civilians throughout, and I didn't want to shoot them. I'm gonna be honest, I know I always make haha war crimes, but almost everyone that I encountered either led us to an ambush or put me and my troops in danger, and every time from these moments on, I was very cautious and weary. But this game is a PTSD simulator, whether it's the sounds of screaming Viet Cong charging at you, artillery shells exploding right next to you, watching the person you are getting to know get massacred the instant he steps out of the APC, and the use of the soundtrack perfectly complements the environment you're in to add tension and fear.
Shit! Booby trap! Oh, God. Done.
If you watched my battalion video, I forgot to mention that there is no background noise or very little at all throughout the maps, and it's almost silent, so having good background noise is very important for immersion. And in this game, you have birds and monkeys, the occasional jet flying over, and they are ear-piercing, so it really gets you in that jungle mindset, like, you know, you're in danger. At any moment, shit can go from 0 to 100. But staying on the topic of history, a good attention to detail is that at the start of the game, you start off with M14s, M1 Thompsons, and other guns used in 1965, and as the game progresses to 1968, you begin to see the introduction of the M16, Car-15, and the Viet Cong also see improved weaponry such as automatic weapons such as the RPD and AK-47s. I will say, however, that some of the guns sound good, but the M14, I don't know what went wrong, and I've made this joke like 3 times on this channel, but it sounds like it's been ripped out of Homefront. Like, it sounds like someone is just banging metal rods together. But another cool thing is the Viet Cong's use of traps, such as tripwire mines or a weird stick slingshotting, I don't know the name of it, but a cool detail is the trap indicators, and I'm proud to say that when I saw these sticks, I knew that there was a trap nearby. See, I'm learning, guys. But another great thing about this game is, in my opinion, the graphics. Sure, the FOV is a little bit messed up, but the jungles look great, the fire, the explosions, it all looks great.
Nice.
And when you combine this with the sound system, wandering through a dense jungle and hearing nature, or making your way through a burning village, really makes you feel immersed. Heck, even napalm strikes look cool, and there's a couple of them in this game. Also, the fact that the VC are literally in the trees, and they can also quite literally come out of the trees, which is just horrifying. But if you really want a game that gets you in that Vietnam mindset, that makes you feel like you're there, this game delivers, in my opinion. It does that great. But I unfortunately want to move on to the bad aspects of the game, and I know that it released in 2004 and it's a little unfair to beat down on it, but compared to other games of the same year, it hasn't aged that well from a gameplay perspective in my opinion. So for starters, the shooting mechanics follow a similar model to the Medal of Honor series where you aim and you can move around in place but you can't actually move, and I don't like this because it simplifies the shooting in the sense you find cover, peek out, pop heads and lean back into cover and reload. I feel limited in my movement. Leading off from that, you can't jump or even walk up little ledges or inclines, and that's because the game is very linear. At times you are given the illusion that the path you are on is bigger than it is, but really you're walking down a singular corridor with little to no deviation, and that's one thing I liked about Viet Cong. You could go off the beaten path here and there, but in this game you can't. But what is it about this game that frustrated me and ruined the whole experience? And that is the AI and save system. There is a difference between a game being challenging and rewarding, such as a Dark Souls game, but I hate those games, but this game can unfairly kill you at times.
And then these guys bring in their bad vibes? Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
And when you combine this with the save system, which is just, I don't like the save system either. And that is because there are no manual quick saves or exit saves. You can only save at specific points. And I know some of the older people watching this are going to tell me, oh, you just gotta get good. But when I have to redo the same area over and over again, because one, I'm getting shot at by invisible enemies or they spawn behind me and laser me in the back. And two, I get bombed by my own artillery and I have to redo an entire section again. That's not fun. That's just frustration in my opinion. And when I had to do it over and over again, I got to the point where I'm just happy that this video is over and I don't have to play it again purely out of frustration. I had to politely remove myself from my desktop because I was going to say something offensive. And another thing is, if you die, your health doesn't regen when you respawn, so you could be stuck in a save that only has 1 HP left and you die over and over again as a result. But leading onto the AI, they can either mince you in seconds or they can be blind, deaf and dumb and not be observant of their surroundings. They can do stupid things and it can break the immersion at times. Heck, even some of the animations are a little janky and over the top, and when we compare the AI to a game such as Viet Cong, you could get ambushed, the VC could use cover intelligently, and this goes for your squad as well, who were people I felt more invested with due to their pre-mission briefings and the fact that they had unique traits about them, such as being able to heal you, give you ammo, and point you in the right direction when your map couldn't. And I want to apologize to anyone who is very nostalgic about this game, because it does seem like I'm dogpiling on it, but when I was researching this game, I read a review done about it, and oh my god, how times have changed. But it says that gamers these days are used to playing polished games, and that this game isn't polished. Whoever wrote that, I hope they are alive to see the state of gaming in the year of 2024, because they're not going to be happy. And staying on topic once again, I want to talk about the health regen system. People say it sucks, but I actually didn't mind it. You have to bandage yourself, otherwise you'll lose health, and it'll become harder to replenish your health. And you can do this by looting dead corpses. It never occurred to me, but the idea of filling up a corpse to steal ammo and health is just pretty funny, but you need to stop and press a hotkey to loot, and I like this because it changes the pace of the gameplay, and it prevents you from running around like a madman. But overall, the game sets a nice tone. The game also looks good, but playing it was more of a chore than actual enjoyment. And I know some people might say, how come you like Tarkov? Well, when I play Tarkov, I'm lubed up and ready to... I'm so sorry, that's very inappropriate. But the game is also very long, so you do get your money's worth, but I wouldn't pay $14.50 for it. I did get it while it's on sale, and I don't have any regrets to that regard, but I wouldn't pay full price. Or you can also get the Viet Cong game from a certain place on the internet that you might see on screen briefly. I may or may not tell you how to get it, but it's a 100% legal and legitimate method, and there's nothing suspicious going on here. But if you want to see other Vietnam related content, please do check out the video that is on screen, and also please do leave a like and subscribe. It really does help me out. Anyways, my name is Tan2, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.